I've always been someone who enjoys keeping up with the news. When I was still a student, my favorite news app was Nadier's News. I liked this app because I felt that it presented news that was more daring and outspoken. It often featured what some would call negative news. Official Chinese media generally rarely report such negative news. They tend to focus on the positives, always emphasizing how fortunate we are and how chaotic foreign countries are, especially the idea that the United States is on the brink of collapse. Only a few independent media outlets would report news that the authorities might not favor. Another reason I liked Nete's news was because of the comments from users. You could always find many insightful comments. At that time, Weibo was also a relatively free platform for expression, where many liberals voiced their opinions. At that time, China really had some room for freedom of speech. However, I soon noticed a change. There were fewer and fewer genuine news stories, and more stories praising the government. The comment sections were flooded with paid commentators, known as the Water Army, and you couldn't even see a single genuine comment. They were all almost identical in format and content. Clearly, the work of the Water Army. Moreover, official media reports were often pinned at the top, and there were frequent instances of comment deletion or closing of the comment section. You could clearly feel the shrinking space for free speech. And of course, all of this happened after that man came into power. Many Chinese people share this feeling. Before that man came to power, China still had some degree of freedom of speech, as long as you didn't talk about overthrowing the government or bringing down the CCP. Even back then, you could subtly criticize the national leaders. I remember during the Wenchuan earthquake, there were many criticisms online about the government's slow response to the disaster. But now, everything has changed. The government controls the media and the comment sections. I have a college classmate who now works in a government department, and he once told me that the Water Army is indeed real. I wasn't surprised. Do you know about the 50 cents? They're paid online commentators, the term 50 cents, because they earn 50 cents per comment. I believe this behavior of the Water Army was initiated by the government, just like how many companies now refuse to hire people over 35. It was initially a rule set by government departments. In recent years, with the rise of live streaming, they have used the same methods to control speech. These paid commentators pose as ordinary netizens, making it difficult for people to distinguish. This has indeed influenced many people. Nowadays, many people in China believe that the pandemic is severe abroad, with many deaths every day, that there are terrorist attacks everywhere, that Americans are the source of all disasters, and that Japan's discharge of nuclear waste has caused extensive biological mutations. The list of rumors is endless. In short, they are fooling the public with these methods, making people believe that they are the greatest in the world and that only they can bring happiness to the Chinese people. When they were staging revolutions in the past, they disguised themselves as ordinary people. Now they disguise themselves as ordinary netizens, using the same old tricks. I believe that this trend won't change in the short term. They will increasingly tighten their control over speech because there is just too much negative news now. Just like the highway landslide that occurred during the Labor Day holiday, which killed dozens of people, many people said online that these accidents were natural disasters and not the government's problem. The public's mood has become very low. It's like a pot of boiling water, ready to overflow at any moment, and they are desperately trying to keep the lid on it.